my uncle, who was a pastor, came and got me. And he said, I'll help you get into ministry. I know you want to be a preacher. I'll help you get in if you'll come help me. And I did. And it was a godsend. Our church started a bus ministry, and there were these 8, 9, 10-year-old boys from unchurched homes that were just wreaking havoc. And we had everybody 3 to 12 in one class. So there are 40, 50 kids in there, ages 3 to 12, and you can imagine how bored it would be for 8, 9, 10-year-old kid. So one Sunday, the pastor made an announcement. He said, I need one of you men to go back to the children's church and help calm down some of these little boys who rode the bus today. So I went back there and I thought to myself, okay, one Sunday, I'm not getting roped into this. And when I sat down with those little boys, I thought about my own childhood, and I thought about the questions I had about God when I was that age. Nobody thought I was old enough, so they pretty much ignored me, even though I was 10, 11, 12 years old. So I went to the pastor and said, can I have 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th? And they said, let us think about it, let us pray about it. Well, I don't think they prayed too long. It took me about 2 days to get an answer. So I started with 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. I didn't know what I was doing. That was a blessing because I had no constraints. I could set things on fire. I could do crazy things. I could tell wild stories. I was very masculine in what I did. And it was very important for those little boys. And we would go to conventions and I'd hear about illustrated sermons. I learned how to preach illustrated sermons. No longer did I just preach with words, but I had stuff in my hands, realizing that over 80% of what a kid learns, he gets it from visual. It was wonderful that I did not have a huge budget and I couldn't buy curriculum. I had to come up with my own stuff. It was the best thing God could ever have done for me. And it wasn't long after that before God gave me a vision. Not one that was with eyes open, but just inside me, I saw it. I saw myself on television teaching kids. And I didn't have any idea how that was going to happen. That was in 1978. And I came to Tulsa and began to work for a new pastor, and I began to see, okay, I met some people who did kids TV. And when it finally came time for me to do it in 1982, I thought, I can't do this in a 3-piece suit. I've got to be a character. And I thought, me and the guy who works with me, we're both from the Texas Panhandle. We've got really thick Texas accents. We can't be rocket scientists or engineers, we're astronauts. We can't do that. We're going to have to be cowboys. And so I created this character called Gospel Bill.
It's the Gospel Bill Show, featuring Gospel Bill, Nicodemus, Elmer Barnes, Miss Lana, T.U. Duckwater, and the entire Dry Gulch gang.
We started Gospel Bill 82, 6 shows in September, another 6 the following January, and they bombed. They were terrible. My kids watched them because I made them, but they were not the least bit interested. It's just the initial euphoria of, I'm going to do this. It's amazing. But the reality never equals the anticipation. So when you start, it's always a letdown because it didn't quite happen the way that I thought it would. Nobody ever starts anything in the beginning on top. You always start at the bottom. That's the way God does everything he does.